What's up, people? You know what I think people should do? I was just thinking about this. I kind of been thinking about this for a while, but it's a true story. I think people should learn to use their psychic minds. Now, a lot of people might not understand what I mean by that. It's a very simple concept, really. Everybody's psychic, whether you know that or not. Like if you can like walk into a room and like feel a sense of what's going on, just like feel the vibe, that's your psychic nature. That's your freaking receiver, your brain receiver picking up on vibe. It's not like you see something that like, you just pick up on a vibe, you can feel it. I guess it's your sixth sense, whatever. And but not only is your brain a receiver, but it's a transmitter. You seen what's the guy's name? Is it Professor X on X-Men? He's sitting there like, you know what I mean? That's real stuff right there. That really is a thing. And people talk about sending good vibes and stuff like that. That's cool. See, I learned about this stuff probably like a little bit more than 10 years ago, I think. And man, it was a slow start. Like first I was like kind of just getting a sense of my own. See, before that I was kind of like a, what's the word, kind of charismatic person. Like I would walk into a room and be like, what's up, all eyes on me. And I just didn't think anything of it. I thought that was just, had good swag or something, good charisma. Whatever it was, I'm not gonna lie, like I used to do stuff like that. But and then I kind of realized I didn't even have to be in the same room as like I didn't have to like enter a room. People didn't have to see me. It wasn't like, here I am, look at me. It was more like literally like my presence, like an emotional presence. And I realized that, and I was like, wow, like it's a weird way that it actually, caught my attention. It started with I was kind of just sitting there. Wasn't really doing much. I was just sitting there. It's kind of like listening in on other people's conversation, and I was having like emotional reactions to it almost, and they weren't even paying attention to me. But then I realized like they're kind of like sensing that emotional field, and I was like, that's interesting. So I kind of explored that a little bit, and sure enough exploration, I realized, we are all psychic. We are all very much transmitters and receivers. We basically are like these antennas, like we're connected to the fucking ionosphere, whatever the fuck you want to call it, the atmosphere, the ether, the I don't know, the field, the source field, whatever it is. We're very much connected to that. And people talk about stuff like, oh yeah, like send good vibes and stuff. That's something people are recently talking about. For a while, people weren't getting that. Honestly, about 10 years ago, I don't think barely anybody got it. Years have passed, and I for one have been trying to get people to understand this. Is what I'm still doing right now, explaining it. And I've told people about this stuff, and they thought I was crazy. I literally told my own sister about it, who claims to be into all this like weird, I guess, spiritual stuff, whatever you want to call it. I told her about it, and she was like, you might need some professional help. Like you are tripping. I was trying to, but people are coming along slowly but surely. It's really a simple concept, though. It's exactly like I said. If you can sense what's going on, like, you can close your eyes and, like, feel a vibe. You know what I mean? You can feel an atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? You can feel... It's just like the Native Americans used to say. You can, like just listen to Mother Earth and communicate with her. In and out, you know what I mean? And that's pretty much what they're talking about, as far as I gather, And it's a real thing. So you can do it in a lot of ways. Honestly, like I started very small, realizing I could affect things like subtly, very subtly. And I stepped it up. I stepped it up to like I go to a concert and I can like totally like it's almost like I'm like this invisible orchestrator. I can like totally like almost synchronize the energy of everything in there. And that's just one example. I mean, I could do it in a lot of ways. I ain't gonna lie. Um, it's all like that Native American stuff, the communication with Mother Earth and stuff. It's very simple, really, and you can really like set the tone of like anything. Some people I've heard other people talk about. They said like I'm like setting the emotional thermostat of the building or whatever. And you can do that. It doesn't. I mean, I can do it right now. It's like literally like the whole planet. I know people are gonna think that's crazy, but no, you can easily. I can. I guess I don't know. Maybe other people have to like work their way up or something. I guess I'm strong with the force. I don't know what you want to talk about, but what you want to call it. Everybody has their own personal situations, but overall, there's a vibe, and if you learn to like command that, it's I don't know. Do stuff with it. Basically, all I've done with it is I've actually I pulled it up and I put it back down, but now I just try to like maintain like a nice little homeostasis, almost like a thermostat. Like you just want a nice temperature. You don't want too cold, too hot. You just want a nice little homeostasis. And you can feel like, honestly, when I started doing this, it was because we had Occupy Wall Street going on. There was a lot of like tension and turmoil. There was a young kid that got shot. What was his name? Trayvon Martin. And like there's all this tension. I was like, man, this is feeling bad. So that's when I said I went from like doing little stuff, affecting things here and there, to like almost like controlling the whole like thermostat, like I said. And after that, that's when I put it up for a little while, then I put it back down, and then I just at this point I just like a nice simple homeostasis. And I think that's the best thing to do. It's like just a nice, healthy, harmonistic homeostasis. It's very simple. Like I said, everybody has their own personal turmoil. So like, I guess one thing you can do is like, if you're all good, if there's nothing wrong like in your life, if you're not like personally dealing with something, and you just have like this overwhelming feeling of whatever it is. It could just be, I don't know. I think a lot of people have trouble recognizing their own emotions versus what they're picking up out of like the ionosphere, whatever you want to call it. And I've seen that, and I'm like, that's kind of what I was saying. Like, y'all need to get your heads wrapped around this whole concept here. Man, I'll tell you the truth. Something that's crazy to me is I can set things up in a positive way. I can just like put good vibes and, like I said, almost orchestrate a whole, harmonistic situation. And there's been times like I've done stuff like that and people didn't know it, and they mistook whatever those good vibes were for something else. Like for instance, sometimes I just put out good vibes. I just do it naturally just because I'm like, like I like homeostasis, I like peace, I like harmony, you know what I'm saying? And there's been times where I would do that. Like let's say there's like a couple that's fighting. They're all fighting each other, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I don't even got to like say nothing. I'll just be like, I can just calm them. I can literally like use the force, whatever you want to call it, just like calm them. Next thing you know, I just bring it to homeostasis. But then those people think somehow, some way, like they fell in love or something, It's like, they're like, wow, like I feel so good when I'm with you and stuff like that, And it's almost like they don't even know they're being affected by external factors. I mean, I know, and that's the thing. I think a lot of people have been affected. I could do it. Like if I saw like a couple fighting, like literally, I'd be like, like I probably wouldn't even say nothing. I know how to use my emotional influence to affect what's going on in any situation. It's like a natural thing. Like my emotional presence is always kind of buffering what's going on. It's a little bit too crazy. I'm like, slow down. Like I don't even gotta say it. It's just like my presence is just, I know how to insert it and like affect things. But that's like on a very small basis. But also like the collective, a lot of things can happen. Like I said, you can orchestrate a whole peaceful vibe, and a lot of people just be like, oh, they'll try to associate it. They'll try to like say it was this or that or this or that caused it. They're like, oh, I guess I just got out of the wrong side of the right side of the bed, whatever, you know. Like, oh, I guess I just feel good whenever I take that left turn or something. Like they'll like associate because they don't know there's even like this psychic level of stuff going on. And so they try to figure it out because they're like, whoa, how and why did I switch from maybe feeling down and depressed into feeling good all of a sudden? And a lot of times it's external factors that is invisible, basically. You have to be keen and sensitive enough to understand that that's a real thing. You have to understand the difference between your own emotions you're putting out versus what you're picking up. I think people have trouble with that. A lot of people just seem to be like these almost just tumbleweeds. They're just like whatever's coming, they're just like, oh, like just going through these waves of emotion. It's like you're picking up on everybody's stuff. You know, some people call those people empaths, stuff like that. You can be an empath, but you can still be a two-way receiver. You don't have to just pick up, you don't have to just receive, you can also affect. And that's what I think a lot of people, like I know a lot of empath people know what I'm talking about here, like with the field and everything. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a two-way street. It's not a one-way thing. You don't have to just be a receiver. Like, believe me, I'm a very sensitive guy, but I'm really more like assertive in a lot of ways, like emotionally. I have an emotional presence. It kind of reminds me of like a lion. You know, a lion don't even got to do much. People just look at the lion. He has a presence. He literally has a presence. You know, he's just like, not gonna mess with that guy. You know what I mean? Like he'll just like calm the whole situation just because he likes his own peace. You know how cats are. They like their peace and they got their zen mode going. I'm very much the same. Like I like my peace and harmony and everything. People acting crazy around me. You know, sometimes they don't listen to the vibes. That's a whole different story. If they start crazy, then you gotta be like physically assertive. That's a different level. But you know, hopefully people are smart and you know, pay attention to like the vibe. Like you can send signals. You know what I mean? Just you ever had like a person like your mom, like you're out in public and you're doing something stupid and she just gives you a look and you're like, okay, understand. Like she's about to slap you if you don't act straight. You know what I mean? It's the same type of thing. It's just, I mean, that's, you know, if you look at it. But a lot of times, you know, people aren't even aware and they'll just like, they'll be doing something, and then you can insert those emotions and they'll feel it. They'll be like, I don't know like what's going on, but like, they'll feel like something's telling them like slow the heck down or whatever. And that's psychic ability, dude. It's not a hard concept. It's really kind of a pretty simple concept, and that's why I'm like, I feel like I gotta explain it, because I'm like, dang, like I figure people would get it by now in a lot of ways. People talk about it, they talk about send good vibes. I think some people just say that as like a general, what do you want to call it, like a fucking sound, like they're just, it's just like a, what's that word, just like a superficial thing, like just a not a good deed, but a gesture, you know. They're like, oh, sending good vibes. I think they're just like, but no, you can literally like send good vibes. You can like psychically, remotely tap into somebody's energy field and like totally affect their field and like, you know, stabilize it while they're trying to heal and stuff like that. You can literally do that. It's like, it literally is a thing. Jesus used to always say like, people would go to him and ask for healing. And he'd be like, do you believe? Why did he do that? Because if they didn't believe, they would be holding their own vibe in a very sickly way. They would be believing they're sick, and if they didn't believe they could be healed, they'd just be holding their vibe in a sickly way. So he said, do you believe you'll be healed? They say yes. So they basically open themselves up for, they put their vibe in like a malleable state to where it could be affected remotely, whatever. And sure enough, Jesus is like, all right, we set you up. And he did mind tricks on people. He said, you're healed, boom. And they're like, oh, I believe it. And so now they have a belief that affects their own vibe, that it says they're healed. And now they're like, that belief is saying, I'm healed. So they believe it. It's like they're affecting their own vibe in that way. He basically set other people's vibe up in a certain way. So they'd be like, their field would basically be like in a nice, orderly fashion. It's almost like an energy scaffold that allows like natural biological processes to work properly. Like some people say, like when you're stressed, like you don't digest food right, you don't, all types of biological processes are all messed up. So that's why I like homeostasis, you know. everything grows better with homeostasis. But I gotta show you that. That just looks beautiful. I'm just walking through. I'm at this big old, I'm walking right here. They're building warehouses, but that's just beautiful over there. I'll show you what's going on. Just because we're here, I'm just walking around. I just walked from over there in my apartments, but that looks beautiful. Just had to let y'all see this. I'm walking through. It's so beautiful. I can't like hold out on y'all. Nah, but anyway, yeah. So you got a good look. I'm out here, so I'm gonna like stay looking at it. You can pause this video if you got to. Alright, it's beautiful to me. I don't know. Maybe it's not your looks good to me. But what was I saying? That's why I like homeostasis, because biological processes happen, and then natural growth happens, health, literally if you're stressed, like, it can kill an organism. Like, too much stress can kill an organism. Same with people, so yeah, like that energy scaffold, whatever, it plays a big part in natural processes occurring, including healing. That's just one part of this whole thing. That's like on a personal, individual organism basis, You ever seen Masaru Emoto do the experiments with water? How he like he had sent certain vibes to certain water droplets and then froze them. And then the ones they sent good vibes to were all like nice and symmetrical. The other ones were like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's literally an energy about you that affects the material world. See, water is a polarized molecule. It's affected by magnetic and electric fields, so that probably plays a part. But we're all made of water, stuff like that. The whole universe as we know it is made up of atoms with positive and negative poles and stuff, molecules, whatever. Water is just a very, it's a very basic polarized molecule. Dang, it's so beautiful. I can't help it. It's just something popping with that whole thing over there. So yeah, there's that. What else was I gonna say? I'm just trying to put out. Oh yeah, so you got that with water, and then you got experiments with plants. Like people like would give good vibes to plants and then bad vibes to other ones, and the ones you gave good vibes to will literally grow better. It's literally affecting the energetic field, the magnetic field, or whatever. It's a very simple concept. Like, I've understood this for a long time, and the thing is, like, if I tried to explain this a long time ago, I feel like people would have been like, dude, you are crazy. I feel like right now, a lot of people don't get it. A lot more people are getting it. Like I said, you got these empaths and stuff, Yeah, it's funny because like a lot of people, like they like revolve their lives around. I've met people that like literally are like infants in this field, and they're like their whole lives revolve around it. To me, it's just like a second nature at this point. I don't even think about it too much. It's just like I've coordinated my energy body. I know how I affect things. I know how to, it's just like second nature. I mean, when I first learned, I was obsessed with it. I was like, wow, this is amazing. I didn't know I could do this. Like, I felt like I was tapped into my superpower. But now you could tell, I'm just like, I'm casually talking about all this stuff. It's like second nature. I've been doing it for so long. And like I said, I've met people that are kind of new to it, and you could tell, like, they're still in that enthused state. They're like, oh my gosh, like, we're energy beings, we're light beings. It's like, yeah, we are, but I mean, like, it is what it is, but we're still like humans, we're still organisms, we still gotta live, we still gotta eat, just like I said, you can affect, like a tree, you can affect its field. You can pick up on vibes, you can feel what's going on anywhere. What do the Jedi say? Feel the disturbance in the force, whatever. See, that's the thing. They talk about feeling a disturbance in the force. That's like empath. You got to think about. Somebody's gave me a weird vibe right there. That car just came, did a U-turn. Weird vibe, buddy. Don't do that. That guy was creating a disturbance in the force. Yeah, but like I said, sorry, I'm getting distracted. That guy really getting. These people sometimes just weird. You know that? They're just weird. They don't even think about the weird vibes they're putting out. They're just freaking weird. And I'm very sensitive to stuff like that. I'm like, hey, what you doing over there, buddy? What are you weird vibing for? I don't like that. like I said, sometimes if I'm trying to get feedback and they ain't paying attention, that's when you gotta get physical. You gotta either, they basically blocking out all those signals, whatever it is, and they could get out of control a little bit. You might have to physically manhandle that. We're still in real life, like I said, So yeah, it's real life. We are light beings, spiritual beings, whatever, but we're still organisms, still biological organisms. We just have this light of mind and ability and this energy that we can like utilize and direct, I call it like just my energy body, I guess. That's just one thing I use to describe it. I talked about other stuff. I said like I've called myself like a vibe controller in certain ways. You can call it whatever you want to call it, spiritual. Say I'm a spiritual healer, this or that. I just know how to use my energy and affect things, and it's an extension of my body. It's literally like I've coordinated that. I understand how it works. Boom, I know how to affect stuff. I know how to like go into the ether. It's funny because I had I still have it actually. It's an app called I don't know who's watching this, but we got this thing called Snapchat. And I remember I actually wrote my username. It was Air King Keith. I was basically, talking about how I could use my energy and affect things, basically, And in the air is just a general term. You could say the ether or whatever. But yeah, it was basically an homage kind of to my ability to affect the air. And basically I said Air King because I have been doing it for so long, affecting things. And it's funny because nobody comprehended it, at least for a long time. I've been affecting things. Literally, it's the end of 2019 right now, since like 2009 basically. So about 10 years I've been doing this. This whole decade has been affected by my whatever you want to call it. And that's what I'm telling you. I don't think a lot of people understand that. And I don't even think it's crazy because for some people this might be like, oh my gosh, they'll think it's so huge. Like I said, I've seen people in their infancy that are so enthused with their own minor abilities. I've just been doing this so long, and I guess it's because nobody really knew I was doing it that I kind of just, I don't even think of it as, I don't know. It's just second nature. I don't know how to describe it. I've just been doing it for so long. And I guess I didn't get much credit for it in a lot of ways. I just eventually just said, I guess it's not a big deal. I'm not gonna say it's not a big deal because I know it's a big deal. I know it's I can affect. I don't even want to tell y'all. I can tell y'all whole stories, man. There's been crucial moments in history that I've affected. I'm telling you. One of my favorite things to do, just this is just funny, and I do it. I affect sports games because it's freaking so simple. And I've affected sports games. The next thing you know, people are diehard sports fans for certain teams and stuff. They're oh my God, did you see that? They're half these freaking games I've watched, they're it's an instant classic. That was one of the best performances I've ever seen. Because it's just, I know how to unify the energy and make everybody I don't know. I know how to create that, I know how to orchestrate it, whatever. And then people are oh my God, that was an epic, I don't know what it was. It was an epic feeling. It was just it was an instant classic. The feeling was just, it's yeah, dude, I could do that with anything. You could literally take me to a house party. I remember there was this girl, I went to this random party, same thing, I just got my certain vibes. And this girl, next thing you know, she went to that party, I just met her that night, whatever. Next thing you know, she's posting on Instagram selfies best night of my best party ever. And she was posting about that night for months. I was that was just another party to me, I've always kind of had this presence. Like I said, I used to go to parties and stuff, and I would just walk in and I had a certain presence. I'm what's up? Keep us in the building, you know what I'm saying? But then I learned I could do it remotely and on a big level. And it's a different thing. I want to say it's a different thing, but it's the same thing. You walk into a building, you feel out the vibe, and then you kind of impose your your presence a little bit. You let yourself be known. It's I don't know. I used to do it all the time. It's just you feel it out, then you walk it out. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know what to call it. Um, yeah, but it's almost the same thing. It's like you can like literally, like Native American said, you know, feel, listen, and then communicate with Mother Earth, stuff like that. It's the same stuff, same exact stuff. And a lot of people, they talk about all this other stuff. You know, a lot of people talk about opening your third eye, talk about astral traveling. It's all in the same category. It's all being able to like wander the etherical realm, basically, and you can actually affect stuff. And that's what I'm saying. It's not a hallucination when you're dreaming. You're probably like astral traveling. You're probably like in your mind. You could just be in your mind. I don't know. You can kind of like go into like these lucid states. You can literally astral travel. Just like close your eyes and be like, I can like, what do they call that? Like, you know how people like close their eyes and like can see like from above and like see everything? I can like put myself in that state like all the time. Like, I find myself randomly, like I'll be thinking about random stuff and all of a sudden like I realize like mentally like I'm in like a different place. I'm like, oh shit, like places I'm familiar with. Like, I'm like, hey, I'm at work right now in my brain, but I'm not there, you know? I'm like astrally there, you know what I mean? Kind of like, I guess a certain awareness of those places or something. It's all in the same field though. It's all like there is this etherical realm and we can enter it. I guess you call it like fifth dimensional ability, whatever you want to call it. That's what some people call it. I don't know what you want to call it. I just know it's like an etherical thing and you can literally astral travel. You can go up in there and you can literally affect the energies and stuff. And just like Masari Mosa did with water, just like people have done with plants. It's like Jesus did, like, dude, you know, it's all vibes, it's all energy. And you can literally go up in there. I'm telling you, like, it's no joke, man. I've done some pretty extreme stuff, and especially without people understanding this stuff, it's like super easy to affect it. You know, I've been doing it it's at this point, like I've been doing it so long, I'm just like, man, people, when you gonna get it? Like, I'm just doing this all day and y'all ain't even like knowing. Like, y'all really think these random good vibes just came out of nowhere? Like, really? And it's funny because, like I said, people try to associate with other stuff. Never that. And I've tried to actually show people by kind of jerking it the other way. Like, if I create good vibes and I see people like misassociating with what the cause was, I would like jerk it back the other way and show them like it's not that, because you did that same thing and look, not good vibes that time, huh? You know. But people just don't get it. They're just being like jerked around and they don't understand it. So it's like, it needs to be explained, I guess, because people don't seem to understand, you know, just by jerking them around. I don't even think a lot of people are aware there's like a psychic element to life. Like, they don't really believe in that. Like, some people are told like your thoughts are just contained. Fuck no, dude. We're an we're light beings, whatever you want to call it. You know, Masari Mosa did the experiment on purpose. Like, you know how people do science, they like have a hypothesis and they test it. He already knew like that this was possible. That's why, or he at least had a sense that it was possible. That's why he set up the experiment, to prove it. You know, like the Native Americans, they didn't do science, they just had good sense. They're like, yeah. And they could use their own, I guess, brains to figure that out. I mean, that's kind of how I learned it. It was almost like an experiment. It was almost science. Like, I realized like I was affecting people's vibes and stuff, and I was like, hey, so it caught my attention. So I said, let me try it like this. I manipulated the variable, which was the vibes I was putting out, and I got feedback. And so manipulated variable, record the data, did it over and over, and that's how eventually like I realized what was going on. And then further, like I kept doing that and realized I could do it on like, I just kind of extrapolated that same concept and eventually became very, I guess you could say, coordinated with my energy body. And so much feedback in so many ways. It's kind of like Michael Jordan. Remember Michael Jordan would like close his eyes and shoot a free throw? Like, he just done it so many times, he just knows how it goes. I don't even have to have the feedback no more. I just like know how this works because I've done it so many times. I'm so coordinated. It's like cause and effect. You know what I mean? I don't need the feedback to like confirm the result anymore because I've done it so many times. It's just like I know exactly how I'm gonna affect things. Like, it's a very like direct coordination. I don't know what you want to call it. But yeah, I don't even need the feedback anymore. I used to, because I used to like not believe it for a little while. I was just making sure. I'm like, let me test this one. Let me test again. And yeah, dude, it's a real thing. Energy, vibes. It's real stuff. You can literally record magnetic fields of the body. It's real stuff. It's very real. There's an etherical realm. We are existing in a field of energy. That's what we are in. So this whole planet is in. It's not a liquid, but it kind of is. It's like what all the matter is floating in. It's like matter soup floating in the ether. And the more like malleable it is, like, let's say just like with soup, you add more energy to it, heat it up, it gets more or less viscous, it gets more like malleable, It's the same thing. Certain things like solid material, they're harder to affect. Things that are more malleable and moving have more energy to them, like the air or clouds or sky or liquid water or whatever. Things that have more energy already going through them are more malleable and easier to affect. That's a whole thing, dude. I'm telling you. I don't know this because I'm just making it up. No, I know this because I know. Because I know. I've been doing this for a long time. And I don't know, I guess it's real, man. It's real. Like, I mean, I'm not even trying to convince you it's real. Like, you're either gonna, some people ain't ever gonna get it, maybe, Like, I say this a lot, but like, sometimes, like, there's snails that never know anything beyond their 5-foot radius, you know what I mean? Some people, and they live, and that's just whatever. I guess some people are adept, or whatever you want to call it, and like able to get on this level. I've been doing it for a while. I know I'm capable. I've heard other people talk about this stuff. I know they're capable. Okay, so it is what it is. I hope this is helpful in helping you unlock your potential. You know what I mean? The reason I'm saying this too is like, I think it's like almost like an evolutionary step in our species for us to become more like aware and sensitive like this, See, but that's the thing, like, I think a lot of people get obsessed with this energy, no offense, energy stuff. And they forget they're like biological, physical organisms. Like, look, like I said, like if I'm trying to affect somebody's vibe and things are just getting out of hand, there's a time and a place for you to get physical, like physically protect yourself, manhandle somebody, whatever it is. We're still biological, physical organisms. You still have to, I mean, it is what it is. A lot of people, I remember I watched this dude, he was like, try to punch me. He believed so hard that he had like a chi energy field. And the dude just punched him in the face. I was like, dude, you're dumb. Like, what are you thinking? No. Like, you can affect things. It's kind of like what why do you think George Lucas said that in Star Wars? Talking about the Force. Because he knows exactly what he's talking about. You see what I'm saying? It's not just like some made up stuff. He didn't like revolve a whole freaking series of freaking movies around the Force for no reason. No, it's clearly he knew something, But they talk about Jedi mind tricks, and he says it only works on the weak-willed or something like that. So it's like, you can affect people and things a lot, but sometimes it doesn't do anything. Sometimes they could just say, "What are you doing, weirdo?" And like, you think you have a chi energy? I don't know, whatever. You can affect things, you can, and that's good. Good vibes are good, stuff like that. But a lot of people can be very what's that word? Uncooperative, maybe. And I think a lot of people, people can. They can exercise their own will in whatever way they want. Just because of some vibes doesn't mean I have to like go along with it. I try to be harmonistic. I like to like homeostasis. I like peace. So I'm usually just vibing out with whatever's going on. But if a situation calls for it, like let's say it's good vibes. I remember I was at this one warehouse party, and it was all everybody just vibing, having a good time. Apparently this dude came to the door and tried to rob the guy up front, and he ended up shooting the guy in the foot. And like it was kind of like we all heard the shot, but it was still like these good vibes going, and we were all like not sure what just happened. So we went up to the front. I went up to the front and found out this guy got shot in the foot, and I'm like, holy crap, like that just happened while I'm like, whoa, like, and everybody else just dancing still. It's like, yeah, so that guy came and physically shot somebody while still kind of being aligned with good vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like right there, you can't really trust on the vibes necessarily, but also, that should have been a situation where physicality came into play. Just because it's good vibes don't mean that physical thing. Somebody could be dancing and kind of just freaking do something crazy. I remember that was not that long ago. It was really weird because it was like really kind of almost surreal. Like, did you really get shot in the foot? He's like, yeah, look at my foot. Like, like he was bleeding. Everybody's just dancing, partying. I'm like, whoa, this dude just got shot. Like, I'm like, everybody's just dancing. I'm like, this is weird. Like, what's going on? Like, yeah, that was a weird thing. Um, at the time, I didn't even, I could have probably, like I said, emotionally affected the whole situation, like shut down the vibes, but everybody's just dancing. I'm like, I guess you're good. You good, bro? He's like, yeah, I guess I'm good. Like, I got shot in the foot. It was so weird, so bizarre. But I'm telling you, it was bizarre because the whole vibe was like a certain way, but then something physical that was just totally like random happened. And so, like I said, vibes can be one way, but people can do whatever they want, and they can basically be uncooperative, you know, stuff like that. I like to be good vibes because good vibes are good and healthy and nice and peaceful. But other people, they can do weird stuff, man. They can, and there's a time and a place where physicality is necessary. You're still a biological organism. You gotta protect your body, protect your life, protect everything. You're still physical. All the basic stuff still applies, but there is energy about you, a spirituality about you that you can use to affect things to some degree. Like I said, people can totally just, ignore that and do whatever they want in some cases. When people are try to be cooperative, when they want to be harmonistic, yeah, then they're a lot more willing to, go along with whatever vibes you're putting out. See, like I said, I call myself like a kind of an orchestrator. I call myself a vibe controller. One thing I used to say too was call myself like a kind of like a thought leader, and that's just because I knew how to like put everybody on the same page. You know what I mean? And like I just know how to do that. I guess I did. I went to a lot of parties. Maybe that had something to do with me. I don't know. I just used to do that even before I really realized it was like a psychic thing. It's not just no. Before I realized it was more like something I could do remotely and on a big level. Like I would literally go to parties and like I definitely would vibe out and then like affect the whole vibe just by having my presence felt. I was doing that before I even knew what I was even doing, I guess. I mean, I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know it was like this psychic thing. It was just this, I called it charisma, whatever you want to call it. And I was doing that up in like, I guess from like 15 to like 19, something like that. That was just what I did. We go party, what's up, we at the party, vibe out, like, and it was good times. And then kind of took that same, I guess, it's not a concept, it wasn't a concept back then, just I guess that same ability, same function, and started using it differently. Started realizing, I can, like the whole world's a party. I can affect the whole vibe of the whole world, you know what I mean? The whole universe is a party. I can affect the whole vibe of the whole thing, Real talk. And like I said, I usually just keep it at nice homeostasis now. I'm not even into like, too much like, energy, we don't need spikes in energy. We don't need it up or down, just, I like peaceful homeostasis. I like it, I feel like it's a relatively healthy, neutral, good, positive thing. It's good for life. It's good for health. It's good for energy, all that stuff. Energy, just keeping and the energy, good, clear energy allows people to have clarity of mind so they can be aware of their own energy and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? It's homeostasis is great, man. I'm telling you, stress is bad. Stress is a killer by a lot, physically, but also like mentally though. Get your freaking brain all jacked up. So good homeostasis, good vibes, good energy, like a neutral, balanced energy. It allows people to have like clear, steady brainwaves, I guess, just steady, clear mind. There's not too much going on. See, that's why I always talk about open spaces. Like, I'm out here and I'm getting fresh air, whatever. I like open spaces because if I'm like up in these apartments over here, I'll show you. If I'm over there, like there's just so much going on, like energy, people. It's like it's crowded. It's very crowded, and which leads to just too much going on. I can handle it. I guess I have a good processor up here. I can like handle it all, and usually wrap my head around it. Like I said, like you go to a party, you don't like have to like focus on individuals. You just like vibing out. You don't even have to like care about everything, individual thing that's going on. So yeah, I can handle it. But sometimes, people act crazy. Like I said, I was at that warehouse party, dude at the door got shot, Over here, where people can be crazy. It is what it is, and kind of demands your attention sometimes. And I don't like that. I don't like to have to deal with that type of stuff. So I usually get away, and I'll find open spaces with not too much going on, relative peace, and that allows the clarity of mind. It allows me to be sensitive enough to, like I said, like kind of communicate a little bit. There's a guy named Manly Palmer Hall. He's like an occultist type dude, but he talked about, he has these little audio clips where he was talking. He's actually somebody who inspired me to start like talking about stuff. But he has one about meditation. He basically says meditation is you just like go in the state and like enter that etherical realm and kind of almost like astral travel and affect things, Basically, same thing I'm talking about. It's like almost the exact same concept. He just called it meditation. He said it's the real purpose of meditation. He said something like that. But it's the same thing. It's like meditation, people want to clear their minds. That's what they always say. And then Manly Palmer Hall's version is like you're going into ether and like affecting things. And it's like, I don't got to sit there and like, be Indian style and, chanting anything, No, I could just get away from people, get that clarity of mind. And I'm already like I'm pretty much always in that state. I'm not gonna lie. But sometimes when there's just stuff going on, like my energy gets, my attention gets like drawn. It gets basically hijacked almost. Like people be doing something stupid. I feel like it's demanding my attention. Like I gotta handle these people doing something stupid. And I hate that. And I feel like a lot of people are almost energy vampires. I feel like a lot of people do stupid stuff just to draw your energy in. And almost they just like it. They like to feel your like energy body like wrapped around them almost. A lot of people like attention whores. I'm not gonna lie, they're attention whores. They might do stupid stuff to get that attention. They might do random stuff. They might try to be beautiful, the most beautiful person. A lot of people want fame. A lot of people want fame because they like everybody's attention. They like that. They like to be, once they have that attention, they like to command it. They like to hijack your attention, your energy, whatever, and try to command it. I'm like, no, dude, like, you're just an annoyance. Like, that's all you are. I'm not a simple-minded, chump, whatever, who's gonna be like, have my attention hijacked and have you command my attention. Like, no, I'm not a moron. Animals, like, I'm saying animals, kind of went straight to the point there. I guess lesser intelligent people, they'll go with that. They'll be like, they get this hive mind and they have somebody command attention. Like, look at like Adolf Hitler. He's like, Sieg Heil, and everybody's like, oh, Sieg Heil. Like, you know what I mean? No, dude, I'm not into that at all. I see it like it's like those people are simple-minded. Like, I want to say animals. Like animals, you can kind of do that. You can like submit animals and like, I don't know, almost like make them obedient. I'm just not into that at all. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm not dumb. Like, I'm not gonna like, no, you're not gonna like draw in my, no, you're not, no, I'm not even gonna play that. I'm not even gonna like jump in that. Like, if I got to, I'll like, if you're doing something stupid enough where you're annoying enough, like I'm gonna get up and slap you. Like, I don't even play your whole retarded game you're trying to play, whatever it is. And I've done that before. I've been the center of attention plenty of times. I've been that so often. I remember I used to do it in a very positive way. Like, I used to have a lot of girls that were into me. Like, wow, that guy's beautiful. Just stuff like that, I did it a lot. And it was all right, but at some point I realized, like, dang, I'm just, like, wasting y'all's time. Like, I wasn't really, I kind of was, but I kind of wasn't. I don't know, whatever. But I kind of just didn't see any point in that after a while. And I started I like affecting things more. I don't like, I can, I guess, draw people's attention in. I can affect the vibe, and it's going to affect people. And they'll be, like, sensing that. It's like, I don't even have to be the center of attention. I don't have to be an object for people to focus on. I can literally just, like, project. Not even, I guess you can, I don't know if project's the word, but I can literally just affect a vibe. And whether people like it or not, they're going to sense it, and that will be the center of their attention. So it doesn't even have to be a person. It doesn't have to be me. I guess I could do that. I could stand up on stage and be like, what's up, guys? Whatever. I've done that before. I've done that. But I just don't see it's like it's an unnecessary thing. I can just literally remotely affect the whole vibe, and that will be the center of people's attention in a lot of ways. And like I said, I try to do it in a positive way. A lot of people are attention whores, and they just want, oh yeah, like they're just obsessed with the attention. They have no intention of being a good leader, anything like that. I kind of am the opposite. I know this is like a responsibility, so I use it to kind of create a nice, stable situation, and keep everybody nice and healthy and stable, hopefully peaceful. Like I said, everybody has their own personal dilemmas, but generally, if the overall vibe is peaceful, it's less likely for some guy to come shoot the guy at the door in the foot, even though he can, but it'll at least be like out of line. If it was all chaos, you'd be having stuff like that all day, and it'd just be like, but if it's a relatively peaceful vibe, stuff like that is relatively shunned, hopefully, and stuff like that. Like I said, still physical beings, still in physical body, you gotta handle physical stuff, dude. You can't just ignore that, a lot of people, I think, have tried that. They're like, oh, I got my energy body, and it's like, no, dude, you're physical. You have an energy like aspect, I get, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know. I think I'm running out of time here. I'm not really, but I know at some point my stuff quits. Yeah, it's like 4 gigabytes. It'll slow down, so I gotta hurry up and get this over with talking. Not really. I could just clip the 2 videos together, and then it can be a long video, but I've been talking for a while. It's all just the same stuff. It's just aspects of the same energy, vibes, whatever. Really, like, my biggest annoyance in life is when I got those type of like dumb people around me they just love it. They don't care if it's positive or negative attention. They just want to suck that energy out of you and like try to command your attention. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, like those are people like that are so annoying. And if it gets like bad enough, I'll like say something or do something physical. But sometimes it's just like they'll just do it in subtle, annoying ways, and you're just like, oh my god, like, just want to like throw something at their head, That's real. That's my biggest annoyance in life. That's why I'm always away from people. I think they're so stupid. They're these stupid, like, attention grabbing morons, and they have no intention of like. It's like, what do you want my attention for if you're just gonna sit there and do weird, dumb stuff? Like, if you're gonna like take somebody's attention, at least do something positive, have something to say, have something to communicate. Like, oh my God, you're just gonna be a dummy, and the people are weird. They just like doing that. It's freaking annoying. It's I think it's super annoying, and that's why I don't even want to waste your time talking too much. I'm like, it's no point at some point. You know what I mean? Like, what do we just hear? What would I just be sucking up your energy for if I ain't got nothing to say? Nothing to communicate. Like, no, bro, don't do that. That's one of the biggest annoyances I've had to deal with. People are really got a problem with that. There's all these celebrities and stuff. That's all they do. They just sit there. Like, I don't mind it if you're just sitting there and being cool. But if you're doing like something stupid, like some people are like beautiful and they just sit there and they enjoy being admired. That's fine. You're a beautiful thing. That's good. Whatever. Other people, they'll do like weird, annoying stuff, and it's like, oh my God, it really affects me if like they're around me. If it's just like somebody like on TV or whatever, or if like I'm coming into a situation and no, that's whatever. Like, if I'm just like, I don't know, it's when people kind of just do weird stuff that is annoying. It's like, you're just a distraction. Don't do that. It's unnecessary. Anyway, that has been a long discussion about this stuff. I mean, it's not that long. I guess I covered a lot of concepts in a relatively short amount of time. There's people who wrote entire freaking books about this stuff, and you can look all that. I mean, people talk about stuff. Like I said, third eye. They talk about a lot of stuff. Why was it that band Third Eye Blind? He was talking about the same stuff. Talk about the pineal gland. There's a lot of stuff that alludes to the same stuff. It's all about energy controlling, being able to access the higher realms of consciousness. And I guess that's what is, just being conscious of this energetic field, this energetic realm. It's not even a hard thing at all. It's like people talk about higher consciousness. It's like, no, it's like you think everything's just physical and you're not aware that there's like a spiritual aspect, or you're aware there's a spiritual aspect. You're conscious on a higher level because you're aware that there's a spiritual aspect of you, your body, your life, your energy is actually real and affects things, you know. That's real. I guess that's higher conscious. I don't know. People have their own terms for stuff. I understand it my own way. I'm trying to explain it my own way. I think it's easier. Hey, look at this. I'm going to show you. I don't know if you can see. We got these nice little puddles reflecting this nice, like, kind of glow above these trees. Does that not look cool? I bought this camera on purpose because I heard it had, like, good night vision. I'm not sure if it's a front-facing one or just the back one, but that looks cool to me. I don't know. I can see it's like a nice like twilight. I don't know. The puddles are reflecting the sky. Whatever. Thought that was cool. So yeah. I don't even know where I was saying stuff, but definitely, yeah. I guess that's higher consciousness. You know, I guess, like I said, people have their own terms and stuff. I understand it my way, and hopefully this helped. You know, I just speak it raw because I just think that's the way to do it. A lot of people want to use these weird terms, say, "Oh, you're DDD." I'm like, what? Okay, whatever. Like, I understand what they're saying because I've already kind of explored this stuff. You know what I mean? I think. So yeah, I don't know, whatever. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Speaking it raw, speaking it real. Hopefully you comprehend, and hopefully you can feel the etherical, spiritual energies of every living thing in this. See, you don't even gotta do it like that. Like I said, you walk into a party, you're not paying attention to every little thing. Maybe, like, you know, like I'm a guy, I'll be looking at girls, like little girl, like some pretty little thing will catch my attention. I'll be like, damn, you know, I'll like zoom into that, you know, I'll freaking like laser in. But other than that, you just vibing out. Like, you ain't really paying attention to nothing. You might just be dancing, just feeling the vibes, you know. It's the same stuff. You don't gotta like feel any individual thing. I think a lot of these empaths that have like trouble, like, oh my God, my mind's going crazy. Like some people call it schizophrenia too. What was that quote? Somebody said the mystic swims in the same water that the schizophrenic drowns in, or something like that, or something like that. But I think a lot of people that have trouble, like when they're on they don't know how to just chill out and just vibe, bro. like they might be in a crazy situation with random stuff that's like demanding their attention. That's why I suggest everybody go to peaceful, open places without any crazy distractions like that, and you can just kind of chill and learn to vibe, bro. Like, it's so, and that's very important. If you don't know how to do that, you're gonna have a bad time. You're gonna be like free, like everything's gonna be drawing, like capturing your attention. You're gonna be like, oh, like this. You're gonna be like almost like a feral cat that's like afraid of everything. Like, slow it down. Like that's literally like the difference between a nice, well-kept cat and like a feral cat with his fur all going crazy is the fact that the nice, well-kept cat, you know, has a control of his own situation. He knows how to just chill and vibe out. You know what I mean? The feral cat's like scared of everything. He's all, what's going on? Like, his senses are turned up and haywire. So he's like, you know, just every little thing is like, you know, your senses can be turned up, but you don't have to be like crazy, you know? Yeah, so that's the difference between like a nice, well-kept, healthy cat that knows how to keep its own homeostasis. It's got good sense. It just knows how to vibe out and chill. Just like you walk into a party or something. Some people say they got like social anxiety. It's too much stuff going on. Yeah, it's because a lot of times you're in a place where people are kind of insensitive and they're reckless. And I'll be in places like that. I'm like, this person's looking like they don't even know what's going on. Like I said earlier with that car, I was like, what's up with you not paying attention to the weird vibes you're putting out? You know, like, a lot of people are reckless like that. So yeah, even for me, it draws my attention. But if it's a nice place where it's all chill, it's a nice vibe, everybody's getting along, whatever, it's no big deal. You just come in and vibe out. You're not going to get your attention drawn every which way, you know what I mean? I think a lot of people have trouble with that, especially when they first, like, you know, get to that level of sensitivity. You got to learn to just vibe out, like, straight up, dude. Just like a cat does. A cat can just chill, be kicking it. There's random stuff going on. Cat's just chilling, no problem. He's just like basically, he just barely, because nothing's really too critical, you know. It's not like the sketched out cats. They think everything's gonna kill him or something. They're like, oh my God, there's a person run. Like, they freak out about everything. No, you need to calm yourself down. Just chill. Get yourself to a nice, peaceful place and chill, and learn to just vibe out with the whole like arena of what's going on. I think a lot of people in some very crowded places, and they're turning on their senses and stuff, and it's just like they can't handle it. It's like overload. Nah, man, you gotta get open spaces and chill, dude. It's that simple. And that being said, shout out to that same cool sky. I guess it would change by now, but I'm just trying to give y'all advice here, man. I've been about this for a long time. I've been affecting things for a long time. It's so funny because like I'm so like casually talking about it now. I used to be like, wow, this is like super new, and like I thought nobody ever did it before, and I was kind of trying to keep it like my own little secret. And then like about 2 years after I learned about it, I realized other people had been talking about it. That's when I started reading stuff about like third eye, pineal gland, everything like that. I'm like, oh, other people know about this. So I was like, oh. So then I kind of I realized it wasn't too many people. Now more and more people are coming into it, and I feel more comfortable just straight up talking about it. I'm very casual with it, as opposed to how I used to be. I used to be like, oh man, like this is so new and different and da-da-da-da-da, and like I was like almost afraid to tell anybody, and slowly but surely I realized I kind of, before I could talk about it outright, I had to kind of like show people so they at least get a general premise, so I didn't sound crazy when I spoke about it out loud, you know? Like, if people didn't have any concept of what I'm talking about, they'd be like, this dude's nuts. And some people might still not get it, but I hope not. Like I said, you got experiments. You got Masaru Emoto. He did that experiment because he already understood the concept. He had a hypothesis because he already like instinctively felt that. Kind of like Native Americans, like I said, they instinctively felt it. They didn't have to do science to understand this stuff. They just used their own faculties of sense. Like I said, I did it with like manipulating the variable, which was my effect, and receiving different data basically, and eventually I kind of like figured it out. I guess like coordinated my energy body. Yeah, I'm very it's very simple for me now. I've been doing it for a long time, dude, a very long time, and yeah, it's not a big deal. I think it's pretty simple, to be honest. I just think it's like a natural step in like the evolution of our consciousness as living organisms. Like I said, you got cats that just chill, dude. Like they get it. They might not get it like I'm saying. Like I said, I used to go to parties and just like do it. I come in with my presence, whatever. I vibe out and just kind of let my presence be known, kind of. And I wasn't even thinking about that. It's more like how a cat does it, But if you take it and understand all these concepts, you can kind of take that same thing and take it to a whole different level of like, like I'm like connected with the ether. Like I can like, remotely influence stuff, all types of stuff like that, I'll tell you the truth. I even suspect it's possible. I don't even want to say this actually, because people might think that's crazy. But I have a feeling there's actually, I think time, past, present, and future are connected. I do think so. I think there is some way through the ether, through the source, that things like that can be affected. I truly do. I've gotten enough feedback to really feel like that's true. And I'm not, people talk about the Akashic record, stuff like that. I do think that's true, I'm not gonna lie. And that's actually why I make videos. And actually sometimes when I'm on video, I feel like I have like a lot of, it's almost like attention, like I said, like whatever. But I almost feel a certain presence, and as soon as I turn off the video, it's gone. I'm telling you, I feel like this type of stuff is opening a channel through whatever energetic portal to allow that type of communication, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like it's the same thing, dude, same thing. So hello to everybody in the future, all the people in the past. Like I might still be connected to that, so whatever. It's the universe, man. We're part of it. Very interesting stuff. I guess this might be what people call like fifth dimensional stuff. I don't know what you want to call it, but I just understand it, and it's been through almost like I said, experimentation on my own part. Just good sense, I think. Anyway, is that good? That's good. I've been talking for a while. Hour's a good roundabout number to end this off with. Look at this thing one more time. It's just nice out here. I'm gonna give you this at the buildings. Nah, that's not good looking. That looks cool though, huh? You got all these random things going on. I'll let y'all go. I thank you guys for listening. I know this might be new to some people. It might be old to some people. It might be at this time what I'm working with. Yeah, for a while, like 10 years ago, barely anybody knew about this. I had not heard anybody talking about this. Whatever. 10 years later, more and more people are getting it. I think in the future, especially with this video, I think it's gonna help. You know, like I said, other people know about this stuff. Other people talk about it, and they try to, it's whatever, man. But like right now, making this video is an effort to get more people to understand. And I think in the future, I think a lot more people will comprehend this stuff, and I think that's cool. And I almost anticipate that. I think in the future, like everybody's gonna be understanding this stuff. So, I wonder, like when I record videos, like if there is a channel of communication, like I just wonder how many people are watching this, how many people are like sending vibes, whatever. It's like, wow, it's I'm telling you, I can feel it. I can feel certain energy, and then as soon as I turn off the camera, usually I feel it's not there sometimes. It's not always, but I guess you can still remotely influence even without having the video feedback, Yeah, but that's real stuff, man. Real stuff. I've been talking for a while. I think that's good. I have so many other videos. You want to watch some other videos of me? Okay, go ahead. But right now, I think we're good. So I'm going to leave it at that. I thank you guys for listening. Hopefully this is helpful. Like I said, I think it's just like a step in evolution, almost like behavioral evolution. Guys putting out bad vibes over there, disturbing the force. Behavioral evolution, kind of just, I don't know, behavioral evolution. That's what I call it. I talk about that a lot, so go check it out. I'm out of here. I'm going to let y'all go. I thank you guys for listening. Be smart, be good, be lovely, be friendly, be great, be amazing, be beautiful, be every good thing you want to be. And I can already sense it. Like as soon as I turn off this camera, that transmission of energy is gonna be gone. I can sense it already. And that's really how because sometimes you just like you're how do you say it? You're kind of just saturated with energy. And it's not until it's like cut off, then you're like, whoa, like there was something there. Like you don't even know it, but it's like it's there, dude. I can sense it now. But like that's another thing. There's just sense, I can sense it, and I can tell, like, as soon as I'm about to turn off the camera, it's about to be, like, about to cut off. I'm gonna feel lonely. I'm gonna feel like all this attention, energy that's, like, surrounding me right now is gonna just be gone, I guess, kind of. I swear, I know it probably, I don't know, I've done this so many times, I already know. And I know, man, people right now that don't understand this stuff, they're gonna think I'm crazy. So I don't even want to say too much. But yeah, feedback. It's all feedback. You can feel it. You can sense it. Use your brain. Like, what was that? I could tell. There's certain energy. And as soon as I'm telling you, I've sensed it plenty of times. And that's what leads me to believe there is some ability, past, present, and future, to communicate, like with the same energy, I don't know, etherical pathways, the Akashic record, whatever it might be, affect me positively, help me feel good, help me heal, help me in my life, guide me through my life, people, if you want to, I don't know, something like that. I don't know, I'm not really asking for that. I don't know, send me good vibes, send good vibes my way. I'll be sending good vibes every which way. So much love, people. Stay safe, stay smart, stay 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 great. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm out. I pressed the button, it just didn't go off. Like, what's up with that? Was that some type of like something affecting me, like, or is that just my mess up,